Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's look will be an Eid look and we're going to be using the Amrezy X Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. The first shade we're going to go in with is New Yorker and we're going to blend that into our crease really well. Next we're going to go into the shade OG and we're going to put that right on top of where we had placed the shade New Yorker. Next we're moving into the shade Shemsa, which will start in our outer V and then we'll move that into our crease. Afterwards, we're going to go in with a clean blending brush and blend around the edges just to make sure we don't have any harsh lines. Now we're going back in with the shade OG and we're blending around Shemsa just because I felt like the line was a little harsh and I wanted to tone the purple down a little bit. Now we're cutting our crease slightly and I'm using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Dark 46. Now we're going to start blending Shemsa where the concealer stops, just to make sure there are no harsh lines and that everything blends nicely together. The first color that we're putting directly on our lid is the shade Gorgina. Now we're going to use the shade Cupcake as a liner and line the top of our cut crease. This is something that takes a lot of focus and a lot of patience, so take your time here at this part. For our inner corner highlight, we're going to use the shade Anastasia, which is this really pretty satin pink, and we're going to pop that in the inner corner. And to finish off the eyes, we are going to put the shade Shemsa on our lower lash line, smoke that out a little bit, and connect it to the top. Now, to start off our face, we are going to go in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Primer, apply that to the face, and then we're going to blend it in with our fingers. For foundation, we'll be mixing the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Foundation in the shade Mocha Mocha, and then we're going to go in with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 21W. First, we're going to blend out our foundation with a brush. I'm using this flat top rose gold brush from Morphe. Next, I'm going over all of that with a beauty sponge. This one is by Sonia Kashuk, and this is just to make sure we don't have any lines, any streaks, and that everything looks seamless. Now moving on to concealer and contour. For concealer, we are using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Dark 46. I'm highlighting down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, cupid's bow, chin, underneath where I'm going to place my contour, underneath the eyes, you know, all the normal places. Now for contour, we're using the ColourPop No Filter Foundation Stick in the shade 213N. I'm going to go down the sides of my nose for my nose contour, on my cheekbones, and underneath my jaw and my forehead. To set underneath the eyes, I'm using the Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Cashew, and I'm using that with a damp beauty sponge. So the next powder we're going to use is this Becca Hydra Mist in the shade Golden Bronze. And this is where I messed up because I applied way too much and it created such a sharp line that I couldn't get rid of. But anywho, after that we're going to go in with the Laura Mercier translucent powder in the shade Medium Deep, using the same damp beauty sponge and just pressing that powder into everywhere else on the skin that hasn't already been set. And then I'm just going to blend in that Becca powder with the same sponge, just pushing everything into the skin so that my makeup will last longer. And as you can see here, that line just will not go away. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Full Spectrum Bronzer in the shade Ebony. And to contour my nose, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty bronzer in the shade Cocoa Naughty and just go down the sides of my nose and contour just a little bit. This blush is from Too Faced and it is in the shade Cherry Bomb. For highlight, we're using the Anastasia X Amrezy highlighter because, I mean, if we're going to use the palette, obviously you got to use the highlighter. And we're highlighting the cheekbones, the nose, the cupid's bow, and our chin. Now it's time to set the face and lock in all of those powders, get rid of that powdery look. And I'm just pressing all of that setting spray in. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you are inspired to recreate it. Happy almost Eid. If you haven't already, please like this video and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you turn on the post notifications, that way you are made aware of my next video once it goes live. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.